Hey everybody, Tom Barnish, Chicago Scene, out in Oak Brook at a new place to pop up for a date night or going out and having a good time in general, the Putt Shack. It is taking miniature golf and putting it on steroids. I'm gonna talk to Joe, who is the CEO of the company. How you doing, Joe?
I'm great, Tom. Welcome to Putt Shack.
Thank you very much. So this is miniature golf taken in a whole new direction. So explain the difference between this, or people, at least from where I'm from in Burbank, the Haunted Trails, where you did the whole miniature golf thing with, like, you know, Frankenstein and Dracula. This is a lot different.
This is totally different.
So explain how that whole thing works.
Sure. So Putt Shack is the world's only tech-infused miniature golf.
Okay.
So it took the game that you remember as a kid and the nostalgia as a kid, only it created it for an adult audience, reinvented how you play the game, how you score the game, and then took technology to really pull it all together. So what we've done is we've created technology within the golf ball that does all the scoring for you. So paper and pencil, thing of the past.
Which is a lot easier, a lot better. It takes all the debate away. Nobody can cheat.
Nobody can cheat. You pick up the ball and move, you're going to get a penalty strike.
But that's incredible. So everything's in the ball itself, and we walked back and you saw the little charging area where they charge up, but it doesn't open up. It is inside the ball, and everything kind of goes back to the computer system in the space.
Correct. So the way technology developed and the technology that they were able to put in the golf ball when creating the game really allowed us to reinvent how we play this great game and really tailor it to an adult audience. Right? So you think about it completely differently. So I'll show you around and I'll give you an example of what we're talking about. So when you come, you'll get your golf ball. Your golf ball will be attached to you, and so it's your golf ball throughout the entire game.
Okay.
Okay. And then what happens is, as soon as you put the golf ball down to play,
show a little bit as you're walking here.
It will now keep score for you. Every time you hit the ball, it will keep score and count that. But the difference is you're trying to get the highest score possible as opposed to the lowest score possible.
So now you just threw me for a loop. So that's completely different than normal miniature golf, right?
Correct. So what'll happen is in each hole, there's a way to score bonus points or hazards where you can lose points. Okay. And so as an example, in this hole, this is called our pop the question hole. So you put your ball down, you'll get a true-false question that will come up on the screen.
Okay.
If you think the answer is true, you putt under the bridge that says true. If you think it's false, you putt under the bridge that says false.
But then there's a wild card.
Then there's a wild card. So if you want, you can go up that small ramp in the middle, and if you get it into the green tube, which is called the super tube, you'll score bonus points and have a really good chance that you'll get a hole-in-one. If you decide not to do that and you want to answer the question, if you get the question right, you'll get bonus points. If you get it wrong, you lose points. And in this venue, all of the questions, not all, but most of the questions are targeted towards Chicagoans, and they're Chicago-based questions.
What? It should be pretty self-explanatory for people from Chicago. If you don't know this, well, then you should.
Exactly. You'll get your deep dish pizza questions, you'll get questions about the L line, etc. And then we have a prize wheel hole, we have a roulette hole, we have the ring of fire hole, the half pipe.
How many of them are in the space?
So there are.
This is a lot bigger than people think it is.
Right. There's 25,000 square feet here, and we have 4 9-hole courses. There are 23 unique holes, so every course is unique. So you'll have to play all 4 courses in order to have played everything even one time through.
Wow. So you could really spend a whole evening here. And you said it kind of gets a little different at night. Explain how the difference between now, which we're filming this during the day, but what time at night things get a little different?
Sure. So during the day, this is really accessible to everyone. The great thing about miniature golf is everybody can play, right? From kids all the way on up to as old as you want to go.
Right.
So during the day,
we're very much, even right now.
Right. We're very much a family crowd during the day. Corporate events we do, social events. In the evening after 8 p.m., it's 21 and older only. The entire venue, from lighting to sound, etc., changes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have a DJ that plays after 8 o'clock, and it really turns into an upscale nightclub feel.
Right, but you can still do the miniature golf, which, you know, you always wonder. I've always been, I'm also aged out of the demo for nightclubs, I think. But after a certain amount of time, what are you doing at the nightclub? You're just standing around looking at each other. Where this is like you got a little activity. Says the old guy.
The great thing about a venue like Putt Shack is it's more than just a game. I'll show you the food and beverage side of the business as well. But what you're really doing is you're coming with friends and family and you're creating those memories that, in this COVID environment, we realize how valuable that is. What's really important, I think, in today's environment is it isn't just this great game and then you have some bar food, right?
Right.
So we have a French-trained executive chef who has created an incredible food and beverage offering, right? It also used to be, back when you probably did go out to nightclubs, it's like, okay, well, here's the food, and you have a full-service bar.
Right.
Well, now we spend as much time on signature cocktails and creating that right signature cocktail as you do on a food dish.
Fantastic.
So it's all three of those combined that is what really makes Putt Check special.
So let's get to the food a little bit, just because I think we can't not get out of here without talking about this. Is, as you mentioned before, completely upped our game with the food experience at a place like this versus what people might be accustomed to, right?
Absolutely. So our goal was creating food flavors from around the world with a street-infused theme to it, right? Knowing that people will tend to come in groups, so we have shareables, but then you have handhelds for individuals, etc. And now run the range from, having Chicago tailpipes, which is a signature local dish, to grilled octopus.
All right, so let's talk to Chef. Why don't you?
So this is Chef Koos. She is our executive chef here at Putt Check Oak Brook.
How you doing, Chef?
How are you?
What do we have here? Let's get started with some of the foods, and then we're going to see drinks in a second too, for sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's get to this first. We'll go ahead.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely beautiful, very innovative, creative menu that designed by our VP of Global Food and Beverage, Mark Boynton. So all of this flatbread actually is infused with the sea salt, and it's a hand stretch, and it's the important sourdough from Italy. So you can see the variety. Yes, some vegetarian for everybody who loves just the veggie, and it's a meat. We have the margarita flatbread with the prosciutto, so you have mix and match. And of course, we have a variety, as Joe mentioned, it's a street food. And it's a global. And you can see variety from the Asian influence, from Mediterranean influence. We have a chicken skewer, the Persian chicken skewer that infused with saffron. And also our own bao bun. You can see we smoke our own pork, and we shred it, and then we hang out for a little bit, and here we are. Look at beautiful creation.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes, is it delicious?
Definitely a step up from like hot dogs and pizza puffs,
Absolutely,
right?
yes, and it's
Not that
for
there's anything wrong with those,
too.
but
yes, and
a little bit different.
Exactly, it's shareable. If
Shareable,
you come
for
with a group, absolutely great. And as Joe mentioned, this is our specialty for the Chicago local. They call the Chicago tailpipe. It has giardiniera, and it has Italian beef.
Should, yeah.
Yes, and it's our special cheese mix, and also come with au jus and horseradish. What could be better than that, right?
Right.
Sharing with friends and family. So,
absolutely. Well, thank you, Chef. I
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
it. And Joe, we're going to talk about a little bit about the drinks right now. So, to introduce your mixologist.
This is Chef Mark. He is our VP of food and beverage. So he has created the entire menu as well as our drink menu. Right. So the signature cocktails are all his as well. So we've picked 3 of our signature cocktails.
Sure.
We'll start with your martini. This is our PS Martini. Right. That's always a good party starter. Right. It is vodka with a passion fruit, and as you can see, the smoke-filled sparkling Brut Rosé that goes along with it.
Yeah, that is definitely something a little bit different for sure.
Next we have the spiced pineapple mezcal margarita.
All right.
This cocktail took Mark over a year to really get absolutely right. So it's the mezcal tequila along with vodka, a liqueur, pineapple syrup, but it's the Hellfire jalapeno that we make in-house that really is what creates this as a signature cocktail. As it melts and you're drinking it, it gets spicier as it goes along, and then that's balanced with the pineapple and the sugar rim that it has.
Okay. And then we got one more to check out here. What's going on with this one?
Okay. Well, this is our Smokin' Negroni.
Okay.
This is a classic drink from the 1900s, right? That we've added our little flair and touch to. It comes in the chest, and as you'll see when you get it.
Oh, that is definitely perfect for drinking. Well done. The presentation's wonderful. All of these are wonderful. I love this. Might be my favorite. This one is the coolest for sure, but this one definitely I just love it because it's got like that popsicle hanging out in there. And then the food, the chef, wonderful. Thank you very much.
You.
I appreciate it, Chef. I ran out of microphones. Otherwise, I would have you on. I apologize, sir. Joe, if people want to come here, enjoy the food, the ambiance, either they want to come after 8 o'clock if they want more of the nightclub vibe, or beforehand a little bit more of a friendly vibe. But either way, how should they go about doing that?
Sure. So you can go to puttcheck.com. You can make a game reservation. You can reserve a game up to 2 weeks in advance, right? Which is what we highly recommend. And then you can basically pick the size group that you want. If you want to come here just to eat and drink, you can do that as well. But the best way to experience PuttCheck is you come in, you play the game, you sit down, have dinner, have some cocktails and drinks, and you make a night of it.
Well, fantastic. Joe, thank you very much. I appreciate it. A lot
Thanks,
of chefs
Tom.
in the room.
Yes, there are.
No pun intended. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you all very much. That is the Chicago scene for today. Come say hi to Chef. TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, that's TBarnes at WGNTV.com. We'll see you later. Check that food out here.